Hello, I'm Anthony Manning, and this is the next video in the Ukraine Twinning Voices series. Today I'm joined by Myroslava Lendel from Uzhhorod National University and Paul Rowe from the University of Central Lancashire. So thank you for joining me today, and thanks for participating in this next video in the Twinning Voices series. I wanted to ask you to tell us a little bit about your university and its specialisms.
Thank you for your question. I represent Uzhhorod National University. We are the most western located university of Ukraine. Our building is 3 kilometers from the border of Slovakia, 20 kilometers from the border with Hungary, not far from Polish and Romanian border. We are one of the biggest universities in our Ukraine. Currently, we have more than 17,000 of students and more than 1,050 teachers, academics. We have more than 200 academic programs, and we have around 20 faculties, many research centers. We have one very nice botanic garden, which is located in our university. And I think that we are a smart university. This year, we started to be active in the Times Higher Education ranking. And we are one of the Ukrainian universities who is in the 1,000 of the best universities of the world. And we are 12th between other Ukrainian universities. So we are growing, we are becoming better. And we think that one of our best traits is very active international cooperation. And we are proud of this.
Lovely. Thank you for sharing that. And I know, Paul, maybe tell us a bit about UCLan.
Thanks, Anthony. Thanks, Myroslava. So we're a large modern university. We have 200 years of history, founded in 1828. We're around 35,000 students and a comprehensive university in terms of portfolio. We think a very good match for our colleagues at Uzhhorod, as we have full medical provision. We have a medical school, School of Veterinary Science, School of Dentistry, and a large nursing college. So a very comprehensive health portfolio, which matches very well with Uzhhorod. We too are a very international university, so we have 20 franchise partners, dual degrees, joint schools, branch campuses overseas. So we have around 7,000 students studying UCLan qualifications overseas, very international in outlook. And we are obviously, being a modern university, we're probably developing our research portfolio, but we're in the top 60, I think we're 64th in terms of research excellence in the UK. We're very proud of that portfolio, and part of that is around space provision, which again we think is a very good fit in terms of our twinning partner in the Ukraine.
Thank you for sharing that. I wanted to now ask Myroslava how the war has impacted operation and continuity of your university.
Of course, our university is a good position because we are the safe place. We are the westernmost region of Ukraine, but it was a big stress for us at the beginning, as we have to help many people, many IDPs who travel to our region, to our city from different sides of Ukraine. From the beginning of the war, in our dormitories were provided for displaced persons from north and east of Ukraine. And in the March of the 2022, around 2,000 people were living in our dormitories. And also we provided the space for the students who went to our university, and they have possibility to study in our university, to use our locations, our buildings, our classes, and to be in line with our own university. So we did a big job, and we are very thankful to our international partners, and especially UCLan, that we have received the possibility to establish computers from UCLan in our dormitories. So our people who are living in these dormitories, especially professors, students, they have free access to the equipment and office that is provided by our international students. And as well, I want to note that at the beginning of the war, we went to the distance learning mode, but currently we did our best, and our students are mostly studying offline mode only students who are not in Ukraine or not located in our city, they have possibility to study in the distance way. So we're trying to do a blended training that is good for everybody, for our professors and to our students.
Thank you. That really shows how resilient and strong the university has been in coping with such challenging circumstances. Maybe I could go to Paul now and tell us more about how you became aware of the Twinning Initiative and what made UCLan want to get involved.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working in Ukraine or investigating the opportunities of TNE in Ukraine before the war broke out. And have been a long-standing partner of Cormac Consultancy Group. So Charles and the team, as soon as the idea for the Twinning Initiative came to fruition, they got in touch and asked us if we'd be interested. And we had a couple of Ukrainian partners. We still have a couple of Ukrainian partners in Kharkiv University, and obviously the matching took place, and those partners had found. And we were, at first we thought we wouldn't find a twin, and then very fortuitously Charles thought we were a good match for Uzhhorod National University, and it's turned out to be, I think, a perfect match in terms of the portfolio. Obviously the colleagues and friends we've made, Myroslava being one of them on the call, it was a very, very good match, I think. And I think as we develop, we can see the potential for a long-term partnership that hopefully, once the war has ended, that we will be able to continue that for the long term into the future.
Oh, that's great. And Myroslava, could you tell us how was the twinning process for you in terms of the work that Cormac Consulting did and how they supported you?
We are very thankful to the Cormac Consultancy as well to the Ministry of Education of Ukraine, because I remember this day, it was May of 2022 when we received the letter with a proposal to join the Twinning Initiative, and then the proposal to have a match with the University of Central Lancashire. I remember first meeting with Paul. It was very big impression, and a big impression is a very good deal. And I think that we are a very good international team of universities who are on the same level of understanding of the tasks that are before the modern universities. We have the same specialties, special programs. We are very active in the international relations. We want to be better as a research university. We are trying to do our best in contacting business, governments. So we have the same feeling that we are looking on the higher education in the same way. And we have very nice interpersonal communications. We met with Paul and his team in Preston, established good links as good teams. And I think that this initiative of Cormac to governments, our ministry, was a great one.
Thank you for sharing that. And it's great to see how that matching has been done so successfully, and also how partnerships like this, which sometimes take a long time to establish through our procedures, can work quickly and successfully when needs must. And Myroslava, if I just ask you from your perspective about what you think the biggest areas of impact have been so far from your collaboration with UCLan?
I have started with the assistance, humanitarian assistance to IDPs. It was really very valuable for us that we received equipment from UCLan and have a possibility to establish city computers, laptops for our students. For professors from other universities, just ordinary people who are living still in our university. It was a big support for us because we have to make working places not only for our students, but also for people who are staying in our dormitories. And also, we are very aware that if we want to integrate mostly with Europe, to have good partnerships with other UK universities, with the UCLan, we have to work on our English language skills, and it was UCLan McCormack initiative to support the online courses for our students, for our professors, who have a possibility to, in conversation with British teachers, to work on the English language level. Also, our students, best students of our university, have a possibility each summer to spend summer school in UCLan campus in Cyprus. It is English language program, also with intercultural program, and they have possibility to study and to rest and to make new friends with our colleagues in Cyprus, which is the branch of UCLan. Also, we started to make teams between our researchers. Just we finished Research Festival organized by UCLan. Our staff have possibility to unite in online mode with our partners in UCLan, and I'm sure it will be a good step to establish also research collaboration. So it is a good ground to start new projects in the future.
Thank you for sharing that. And Paul, maybe you could tell us, from your perspective, what do you think colleagues have learnt and benefited from in this collaboration so far?
I mean, I think even under normal circumstances, one of the joys of transnational education is the people-to-people link. So first of all, it's the opportunity for colleagues on both sides to learn about each other's countries, to make those personal relationships that really underpin the success of transnational education partnerships. So that basic human-to-human interaction, I think, has been a joy. In terms of development, I think I've been really impressed by the way that colleagues approach, particularly on the research side in Ukraine. And I think and the individual subject levels where we're starting to work together on research and potentially dual degrees in the future. It's about that approach. Every country that you work in, if you work in transnational education, is different. And I think that approach adds something to both organizations. So it's the tangible friendships and personal relationships, but also about doing things differently. And I think it just adds to both institutions, and it adds to the way and the rigor in which we do things. So really positive. And I think for the future, we see the potential on how we could develop this for the benefit of both sides, particularly the students and what they could benefit from those relationships, learning about a new culture.
Thank you. So Paul has already mentioned a bit about the future there, Myroslava. Do you have any ideas what the next steps will be for the partnership?
We really hope that this research festival will be a good ground to establish teams to work between our researchers. And I have information I knew from my friends, from my partners, from my colleagues that they have new ideas how to work with their partners in the UCLan. Also, we are working how to approach better cooperation between our students. We are using the Cyprus campus as a base for cooperation between students in the framework of the Erasmus program. Also, we think that we have possibility to prolong our cooperations in the field of the English language program. And also we are hoping to have this double degree program, also based on English language interpretation and translation. And I think that in the future, we can establish this multi-level strategic plan between our universities. We are thinking what we want to approach as two research universities, where we can cooperate between us as two universities, and also we want to establish cooperation also with our local governments to have such triangle or quadrangle and to have such Preston approach made in Uzhhorod. This is our dream together with Paul.
Oh, that's great to hear. Do you have anything to add to what Myroslava was saying there, Paul?
I think particularly further developing the links. I think the civic links very important, but particularly developing those deeper links between researchers, individual schools within the university, just to make sure that the partnership is embedded across the institutions for the longer term.
Thank you. And Paul, just one more question really. Obviously, part of the aim of these videos is to show to people the impact of the twinning that's happened so far. What advice would you say to a university in the UK or even overseas if they're contemplating being involved with this kind of twinning with Ukraine?
I think the first thing to say is just do it. I mean, there is nothing but positive results that can come out of this, even if you think that you won't be able to give a huge amount of resource to it, or you think that it might be overwhelming. I think it's a great thing to do. However little or however much you can give to the project, it will be beneficial. And I think it's a worthwhile project to do. I think it's both a positive thing and a challenge, that longer term aspect of it. So initially, everybody's behind the initiative. How could you not be behind this initiative to start with? It's very easy to get the full institution behind the project initially. I think in terms of advice, it's from the outset planning how you're going to maintain that sustainability of the partnership, particularly in terms of the involvement of colleagues around the university. How do you make it a cross-institutional project? Because it is difficult, we're both working very busy institutions. Whatever difficulties are going on in the background, there's still the everyday life going on that takes people's time. So it's the sustainability of the partnership and really planning that in from the outset, particularly around the financial side as well. Just making sure that you've got that sustainable angle, and looking at other streams of funding as well, how we'd support the project. We've been fortunate, we've managed to keep both the enthusiasm and the backing of our institution across the institution, but it is a challenge. There's no getting around. It's a challenge to make it long term, and hopefully we're managing to do that. And we've got these projects that we hope will go on well into the future.
Thank you. Myroslava, any final comments from you?
I support each word told by Paul. We have the same approach, that we started from the small things and try to do it bigger. And we are really developing the strategic plan for Cormac and for ourselves. And I hope that our interpersonal links, the links between our small teams, the links that are established by our research teams, our plan to cooperate also with our governments and maybe to unite them in the cooperation between our cities will have a big impact on our universities and our communities. Also, I think that I will advise to other universities of Ukraine, and not only in Ukraine university, not to be afraid of new challenges. You have to start from somebody. Try to do something small at the beginning and to gain the result. And we have this very good experience with computers, with English language courses, with Cyprus campus, and then to do these things bigger. So I think that our partnerships is great because we have the same vision how the university have developed. Our universities are very active in the cooperation with the governments, with the business. We are thinking that our graduates have to be valuable on the labor market. They have to be citizens, very good citizens, and they have to have hard and both soft skills. So we have the same vision and we are going in the same direction.
Lovely. Thank you so much for sharing your really important stories and the great successes of your partnership so far. And we look forward to hearing more about how it's going from strength to strength in the future. And just for me, Slava Ukraini.
Героям слава.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.